Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Big Screen Show. My name is Victor,
I'm Alex. It's Wyatt.
and we're back. Very excited, very excited to start this series. We're talking The Penguin. It is finally here. It is time to discuss it. Obviously, episode one has released. It came out last night. We're recording this on the Friday following the Thursday release. And episode one, which is called, let me pull it up. I think it's called After Hours. Guys, I'm gonna just let y'all have the floor with this one first because my excitement it cannot be contained. What did y'all think of episode one of The Penguin?
Alex, you can go ahead and run it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
know you're the
already.
Batman guy.
Yeah, you guys already know. You guys already know how much I love Matt Reeves the Batman. But when I
Correct.
found out that we were getting a spin-off series with the Penguin with Colin Farrell, I was like, oh my goodness, this could be like change the whole major thing, like the Batman mythos franchise, this whole thing. And when I saw the trailers, I found this news and what they're doing. It makes it feel like a literally like Gotham, Godfather, Goodfellas, Sopranos TV show, movie stuff. Like, I love me some gangster films, but like, oh my, I was the first episode just blew me away right from the start. Amazing performance by Colin Farrell's the Penguin, giving a lot more depth into his character of Oz. The more exploration into Gotham City, like during the daytime, and the view in like the POV of like the criminals instead of normal Batman as we're used to like so many past movies, and then get a lot more insight into like as we're gonna go into more with like penguins and like the penguin and its rise to be like the criminal kingpin that we know from like the comics, everything, and especially how it's gonna go into later on with like Matt Reeves' whole Batman movies and stuff like that, which I'm looking forward to so much. But oh my god, this first episode was like just insane perfection from start to finish. Like the more layered stuff. So it's gonna happen in later on, more expansive into like inside Gotham's crime families. Oh my god, and just a lot more time inputting with Colin Farrell showcasing his performance of like Oz the Penguin, and again showing how this feels like more gangster style, more than we've ever seen in the Penguin aside from comics, since we never only had like Penguin and like live action as like as the normal like costume cape criminal thing, but never as like full on gangster. So like the fact that Colin Farrell is doing this after his time on the Batman is just phenomenal, and I just cannot wait for more. This episode was just so amazing. I'm like, oh my god, I just want to watch the next episode. Oh my gosh, that's all I
Yeah,
have for now.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you hit it on the head on a lot of those points, Alex. Coming from me, I'm not the biggest Batman fan. I love the Batman movies and all. I'm not into the lore like you guys are. So, 'cause this is coming from somebody that isn't into the Batman lore. I don't know about all the background of these characters and stuff like that. So, coming from someone with that point of view, I am locked in to this series. I'm a big fan of Sopranos, big fan of Goodfellas, crime movies like that. And this roped me in from the start, from the get go. Like, first 10, 15 minutes, I was roped in and invested into this show. The first episode did a great job. It was a great pilot. Really did a great job of showing the background of the Penguin and just setting all of this up to looks like it's going to be a great series. I'm glad HBO got their hands on this. If Disney, Netflix, Amazon would have got their hands on this, it would have been a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, HBO did a great job with this. Like, they're able to put these, I guess, gory scenes and kill off characters just like that. And man, I'm so glad that they got their hands on this because I feel like this is really going to be quality.
Yeah, because in fact that you said that, because it's crazy, because like when the Batman was getting made, the Warner Brothers would not actually let Colin Farrell's the Penguin or anything smoke or anything, which is weird because that movie has like plenty of violence in it. Yet the
Yeah,
one caveat is what he's not allowed to smoke. Yet since it's a TV show now, it's like he has a good R rating feel, everything, and the violence is going on. He's finally able to like get that classic Penguin smoking look as he's used to like in the comics and then, in his other live action adaptations.
Was Matt Reeves' Batman rated PG-13?
And I believe so, yeah.
I guess that makes so. Excuse me. I think that makes a lot of sense, but it's just I guess I just didn't realize that they had that lid on him as a character at the time. But also he was like a very in the back character in the movie. But fast forward to now, this show, guys, like he's at the forefront and it's amazing. And I agree with you, Alex. Like literally within the first 5 to 10 minutes when he's having that conversation with Alberto and he's sitting there with a drink, that's giving like Godfather through the roof vibes. Like we're through the roof. I'm honestly like shitting my pants because I'm like, this is exactly what I want from this show. I was like, this is exactly what I want from this show. This is amazing. The script right now is great. I think the it feels it here's my favorite part about it. It oozes Matt Reeves still. Like it does not feel like some standalone thing, even though it is a standalone, but it's actually not because it's all really tied together. And as you said, it's going to lead us by the time this is over, it's going to lead right into Batman Part 2. So like everything is actually tied together, and some people might be worried that they're doing like a spin-off TV show, and now you might get a different type of feel or a different type of director with a different type of no. Everything still feels very within the Matt Reeves universe. I think it's still you feel even though he didn't specifically direct it, the fact that he was executive producer, you could tell his hands were a part of all of it. All of it, all the decisions, all of the lenses, the angles, everything that has come through this. Because if it's going to lead into his next movie, he has to be a part of it, obviously. So, with being said, I think that is my favorite part about it is the fact that it feels like you're really right back in that universe. Like it feels like you never really left. It feels exactly like it does during the Batman. You're just progressing, and you're not even progressing that far in the future. It's a 1 week after the end of Batman Part 1, Batman 1, 2022 Batman. So it's like, it feels very fluid, and I love that. The Pink Colin Farrell, like, my goodness. Side note, I didn't even find out until the end where they do that little, it's like they talk about the episode or whatever with the directors and the actors and stuff like that. I didn't even know he was Irish. He's Irish.
Oh yeah, he is.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Colin was Irish. Dude, his like mob penguin New York accent is like top notch. Like,
he actually based his accent off of like a 1980s like New Yorker.
Yeah, it oozes that. It's like that's very obvious to catch. I think it's great. I had no idea he was Irish. It's so crazy. But yeah, and then the introduction. Something I find really interesting in this is the introduction of Sofia. But I like it. I really like it. I think it creates for a good counterbalance in the show because she's also a powerful entity in her own. And with Carmine being dead, you'd kind of wonder like who is going to be there to kind of step up and really rival Penguin in this rise that he so desires and is on his way to get or whatever. So I really like that they introduced her. I don't know if it was to be expected, but I didn't expect it. It was kind of like a curveball to me. But I really like it because I feel like there's a good parallel there and some good competition, let's just say, because there's like a good side, bad side, even though they're both like bad people, villains, whatever you want to look at it. But you want a two-sided situation, and I like that she's the other side of the situation. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So,
Now what's her backstory? Like I get that she's the daughter and of this crime family, but she was locked up and stuff before. What's her backstory? I really don't know.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Where's the thing we're probably gonna find out. But the one key thing is that when Sophia and Oz were basically having like dinner together, they were mentioning about like the hangman And in comics, in Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale Batman comic Dark Victory, Sofia had basically developed this persona called the Hangman, where she basically went and killed Gotham police officers and like hung them from the rope, and always left like this little hangman's drawing with letters and stuff filled out, like it was like part of the game and stuff like that. And
Hey, that's what's up.
and it was basically in connection with the fact that like the previous comic, The Long Halloween, was basically like meant to be like the exiting of like normal gangs and criminals in Gotham to like Batman's Rogues Gallery, and also was meant to also be the comic that basically created like Two Face's origin story, and it was basically linked in with also the mystery of like the Holiday Killer.
She bad.
Man,
She bad
Oh,
news.
yeah. But the thing
man,
is that in the comics, Sophia Falcone was like a really huge, like
Wait,
6 foot huge
yeah,
woman, like it's like a football linebacker or something.
no, like
But she was
that
like, yeah,
she
but she
big.
was like, yeah, she was big, but she was like really intelligent, but still strong as hell. Like you did not want to cross her; she will kill you.
interesting, interesting, man.
But I do like how in like the Penguin series, you can tell that she's intelligent because she's able to like kind of know that like or suspected that Penguin had somehow been involved in Alberto being dead. Like she couldn't prove it, but she could sense it because like unlike the other crime families that Penguin serves under, she doesn't underestimate him. Like she understands his nature because again, Oz's personality is that he basically puts himself as lesser than the others. That was in he gets his own advantage and can kind of like work his way around it, which is why he's kind
Mhm.
of just been very good on navigating the criminality of the world that he's inhabiting. And again, Sophia also has that brutality to herself, but also a little bit of instability, and she kind of has to like where she just in every scene she's in, you can tell that she's 1 inch away from like just exploding, but she knows she has to like rein it in until the time really comes.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
This is fact. This is fact. Especially in that scene where Oz was tied up and butt naked because she was ready to basically get rid of him. She was like, you would think that's where she really crossed the line, but in reality, she can go way further than that. And she was really just like pushing the line right there. And I was like, dude, she's like one step away from like just going batshit pretty much because she's psycho. She's crazy. She's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But but I did want to ask y'all this question. Thoughts on this Victor Aguilar character?
Well, yeah, he's an original character.
We got a Vic in the Penguin.
Yeah, I knew you would like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
he is pretty much like a very new character. It's kind of meant to be like the more self insert type of character into like this world of criminality as he's helping Penguin build the empire, or like him trying to take over and become the new kingpin of Gotham and everything. Which honestly I think is also good in relation to like relatability to the fact that Victor was in a position to like where Oz was back in his youth, and how he's just basically like just a regular street kid, but then kind of learning and building his way up to the criminality world that he is now. So
Yeah.
he basically kind of helping project himself from Victor onto him and just helping build himself up.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Mm-hmm.
I like the character. I like what they're doing with the character building like that. This is a character that's going to build. Like by the end of this season, he's going to be taking some big steps forward, probably in this criminal underworld. So it's a great opportunity to character build, like Alex was saying, relatable to the Penguin in his past. And he had that spill where he kind of wanted to be the good guy, kind of like the good guy criminal, the one that everybody knows. He kind of takes care of the community in a way.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's the beginning of him kind of building on that. Also, say
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I'm not gonna waste this kid. I'm actually just gonna bring him on, give him a chance because this is what I needed back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I do like
definitely.
that. My one like thing about it, man's to be living in the street and to not have a home and shit like that, man's looked way too clean. He looked like he just stepped off a movie set. You feel me? After he was out there robbing cars and stuff.
Yeah.
It has only been like a week, since.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that is true.
I mean, it has only
but
been a week.
Judge.
If it would be, now if it had been like a month, then like, yeah, but it's like a week, and like in Gotham where everything's like mostly filthy, but still some people are still like mostly kept clean in some parts of another everything. But like,
yeah,
it's Gotham. There's not much
yeah.
need of
I
explanation
mean,
with it.
Mans was just looking fresh. I'm saying for a homeless guy.
Dude, speaking of Gotham, Gotham looked. Gotham was Gotham. Let's just say that. Gotham
Yeah,
being like just peak, like just still, just Matt Reeves's Gotham is just still the best. Like it's just so good. It's so
yeah, so
pretty
phenomenal.
and disgusting and scroungy and just gotta love it because that's Gotham. Gotta love it. Also, wait, you touched on this. I really did want to touch on this too. You specifically talked about the daytime situation. That I believe I really like, and it's a plus for the show because in all the Batman, we really just focus nighttime, which makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But I like we have some daytime situations going on. We have a meeting in the daytime. It's bright outside. We see the light of the sun. Like I like that. I like that. It's a different angle. We still see Gotham. We still see the surrounding area of Gotham in the daytime. I like it.
You're
I like
getting a much more detailed view into Gotham.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know y'all are eating this up. I don't know very much, but I'm getting a detailed view into it. And even them like going to Buddies and getting a slushy
Yeah.
type deal
yeah.
and
Yeah.
sitting out there inside that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
To
I
be
think
able to
also,
see that.
yeah, that's true. I think it also does what you said before, Wyatt, where like Penguin is here trying to be like, one for the people, because he's been down in the streets and things like that. So it definitely does build out more in depth into his character. Like even more so when we get to like see his mom, and he used to have his siblings and stuff.
Bro,
This
I
is
loved
big.
his mom. I loved his mom's character.
This is big. This is big. Penguin.
Yeah.
Penguin will just take. That's like the most sacred location on the planet for him. His
Oh
mother's.
yeah.
So like this is big. One, that we get a glimpse inside this, and second, that he brings his kid along. That's big trust. That's big trust. That's like that ain't nothing to play with. Side note, I did want to touch on this. Shout out the people who make the decisions for the costumes and everything, because I'm messing with that purple suit. Oh boy, that shit was fire. I love that.
What's his deal with purple? Why does he like purple so much?
It's just always
It's
been
plum. It's plum.
plum,
Yeah.
whatever. It's always been like in the OG, like in the Golden Age comics. I'm sure Alex can attest to this. Like he just always wore that purple penguin suit with the like kind of like the Monopoly guy's hat, the top hat, like the old
Yeah,
top. Like
yeah.
that, it's like his old like classic look or whatever. He just always had like that purple on. Except Joker has always been attached to like purple and green. But Penguin's always just been like a purple, with the rest of it being like a black and white type suit, at least to my knowledge. Am I right or wrong about that, Alex? I feel like that's about right.
Yeah, you're close. For like originally in the comics when Penguin was first introduced, it was kind of more like a penguin tuxedo and stuff. But there was kind of like, or at least within the 1966 Adam West series, there was kind of like a bit of purple going on, where like maybe like a lining on his hat, or like kind of like a purple tie and stuff going on to kind of like create a more accent type thing.
He always put a little bit of purple somewhere in there.
Yeah, but in modern comics, it wasn't. It was mostly just more like just a regular like black and white tuxedo suit and everything, with maybe like a purple like flower embedded into like the suit pocket or something like that. But the whole purple thing wasn't really the most outstanding aspect for like Penguin for like the longest time. So I think maybe it's kind of like a good homage thing to the past, especially since like he's gonna be having like a whole bunch of different suits later on, into like to get into like his more like signature like black coat was like the fur neckline thing, and the neckline coat thing for in the back and stuff. That's meant to be like probably like his like final ascension to be the Gotham Kingpin, which I cannot
Yeah.
wait to see. Because
But
suits do be going crazy though. The suits do be going crazy.
yeah, but he'll still have that touch of plum or whatever, which I love. Also, his car, fire. We got a purple Maserati in the building. It's purple and gold, actually, which
Yeah, I'm
we
digging
love.
it.
Yeah, we dig it. like, you know me, I was eating all that. Like, I was like, oh, this is just fantastic. But I agree. I feel like once we get to the near the end of the season, we'll see more of that full on. I mean, I think I saw in a clip of the trailer, he's got that white suit on, boy. Ooh, he look, yeah, he was looking nice in that. Penguin's always had that vibe to him, white. Like Penguin, regardless, he gonna look fresh. He just gonna look fresh to death. He always put that shit on. Like he got that suit on, nice shoes, good pants. Like he always, he just looked like he got money.
Yeah, that's actually, again, that's a whole common thing where he always tries to like wear what he wants to kind of like showcase where he wants to be in the life. So basically, he basically tries to like, if you don't have it, fake it till you make it, even if you got to kill for it. And he sure does plenty of that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean it's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. They started off with an absolute bang, and if we maintain quality here, this is on track to be fantastic. It's already on track to be fantastic. I'm very excited for what.
Yeah.
It's still at the end of the day just episode 1, so small plot movements, nothing major yet, but
Yeah.
But we'll get there. It's episode 1 out of 8. I wish it was 10. Now that I've seen what it is, dude, if it was 10, that'd be great. But I'm still super excited. I wish it would just drop all at once so I could binge it. But we'll take it by week. Any other thoughts about the Penguin episode 1?
I want to add like 2 more things, mostly involving like his mother, where again, she does seem to have like maybe like dementia or mental issues. But the thing is, Oz is always honest with her. And again, when he was talking with Alberto, before he capped him, he basically talking about that Rex Calabresi, who was basically like the godfather of Oz's community and stuff like that. Right. And again, I think pretty sure his mother pretty much like was also like Rex Calabresi and thought of him as more inspiring for her son, or sons plural. I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out later on what happened to her kids and leaving Oz to be like the only one left alive. But again, she's pretty much the one who probably taught Oz a little bit more about like being tough and getting what you want, even like we have to do like probably horrible things to do it. Because like she's his biggest supporter and pretty much is fine with what he has to do and what people he runs around with. So it's kind of a more bigger twist because usually like other gangster movies, things like that, usually the mother doesn't want the son to be affiliated with anyone within his criminal background. But again, this is Gotham, and again with the whole corrupt nature, where sometimes people less fortunate, they understand there are some things you have to do to get to where you want in the world. Again, there's also still the huge class divide between like the rich and the poor, which is also like another major thing in like the Batman movie, because in the opening of the Penguin series, it basically said how like the wealthy in the upper weren't really affected by like the flood that the Riddler did, whereas everyone down in like the gutters, they were all affected. And Penguin is down on that level, so that even adds more to like his own character exploration and the type of criminal kingpin that he's gonna be going forward.
Yeah. Well, my thing and how I looked at the mom situation was that she wasn't necessarily supporting criminal activity per se, but more so her son standing up for himself, putting his foot down, standing 10 toes down on business, like that type of thing. Like a more like a personal level rather than like on a criminal level. Now that it involves and is tied to criminal activity is a different thing, but I feel like her advice to him was more like, you don't feel bad. You stood your ground and you didn't take no shit when he was laughing at you. You did what you had to do. Like it was like I guess I looked at it more like she was boosting him as a person rather than as a criminal. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but the fact that she seemed to be pretty okay with him committing cold-blooded murder and things, that it kind of skews a little bit. But again, it's like Gotham, and then people that, and again, like it's Gotham, and who knows? I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out more in depth about her past and her raising Oswald and everything. So we'll find out more about that to see where we both stand on who's more right in this aspect.
It's very interesting because she did come off like she was kind of the groomer. in that situation. And
Uh,
maybe she was even grooming the rest of the kids too, and maybe the other ones got off. I don't know the background of the situation, but I do love the comment you said, Alex, because usually when we see moms and usually when we see, I guess people of the older generation in these crime boss movies, the moms are like they like the old ladies. They just been like dealing with the bullshit of the crime business, dealing with the cheating, dealing with the late nights out and all that shit of the crime business. But in this instance, they didn't come up from the top of the crime business like we usually see in other movies such as The Sopranos and stuff and others. They come from the bottom where the Penguin had to come up from nothing to be the head of this crime business. And I really do think after that conversation with her that she had a lot to do with the come up.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some bigger things to how he was raised in that thing for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Another,
sig-
yeah. Yeah. And again, other do you want to add more into like Colin Farrell performance as Oz? Because like again, we see how he basically talks his way out of most of everything. Because like even at the beginning when Alberto catches him going through like his dad's like hidden safe and stuff, he does some quick thinking and uses like Alberto's own weakness for addiction right up against him until he started mouthing off at Penguin and laughing at him and everything that led to his downfall. Because
But you
again,
know,
yeah, again, in comics, Alberto Falcone in the comics, he was the holiday killer, and in comics, he actually got snuffed out by his own sister.
Interesting.
Yeah,
uh,
so the fact that they killed Alberto off this early and putting more Sofia in the forefront, and for the whole evolution of fighting for who's gonna be at the top, it's definitely an interesting choice. But again, it's always seemed like probably the model gonna be like the most interesting to see.
this is what I'm saying. I love the decision. I didn't expect it, but I really like the decision. I feel like she's a really good, especially with the way her essence was just in this first episode. Sofia's that is. I think she's a really good counterbalance to the Penguin.
Mm.
Like just a really good. I like it way better than the Alberto situation. If we were to put him in that same uh spot,
Oh
I,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
actually prefer her. It works a lot better just because of her. Like you touched on her methodicalness. She's smart, and Penguin is too. And I love that. That was one of my favorite lines in the episode when she comes up to him when they say goodbye. She comes up to his ear. She's like, "I know you're smarter than you lead on," or something along those lines, or whatever. Love that. That was great. That was like I see you. You're not fooling anyone, but we're gonna
Mhm.
just call it. We're gonna go our separate ways in this particular moment. And I really really like that. So yeah, I I like it personally. But yes, Penguin still having his little he works around, sticky situations with his wordings and thinks on his feet quickly is still just it's everything's right there. Everything is right there. I love it.
Yeah. And one last thing before we finish this video, honestly, when they showed Oz with his 1 foot and how he actually just always be walking like a penguin and stuff, boy, that
Yeah.
foot was gnarly. I'm like, I cannot wait to see the origin of like how that happened.
You think they'll show that?
I feel like they definitely have to because they wouldn't just show something like that without having to offer something about the reason why. Because I'm pretty sure he didn't just grow up like that.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Alex, while we're on this topic quickly. I feel like this is a practical way of giving the penguin the same problem. That's why he's been called the penguin. He's always had the waddle. We know this. But has it always been because he's had a problem in his foot specifically tied to something like that? Because
No.
feel like this is Matt Reeves going that he likes to ground his villains and his characters in like the real world, like really taking them and grounding them in the world. And I feel like this is such a practical way of giving him the same prompt, if
Oh
that makes
yeah.
at
Oh
all.
yeah. It actually is. That's definitely Reeves' own spin. Because in the comics, Penguin was basically just kind of born with like a penguin. Penguin was basically just born kind of short and was like penguin and more with a penguin like body and face that matches like the nicknames and teasings and bullying that he grew up with. So like, yeah, this is definitely Matt Reeves' own like unique thing to really give that whole signature like penguin motif and stuff like that, where he basically walks like one, and again, just the whole like suit, just the iconic suit and stuff that's gonna be coming forward with it. So yeah, definitely, I like this. I like this new way they're doing it.
Okay. I thought so. As soon as they showed that, I was like, this has to be like just a practical way of like introducing the same problem instead of oh no, he just has it, you know. But I love it because it's like it's same thing with Riddler, and I can't wait till if one day he touches the Joker. Like it's like he's made sure that he got the point across of he wants to ground these characters in reality as much as possible, and I like the Penguin decision. I like it, but you're right. That foot looked disgusting. That was otherworldly. Any last thoughts? Anybody else?
Yeah.
Why?
Not any really last thoughts. I'm really glad this HBO got their hands on this show, and I'm really excited for the show moving forward. I would put it as like a 9 or 10 right now, just from what I've seen for the first episode. And I hope it continues on that track and it finishes out strong.
Yeah, I got full faith it will. I got full faith in this.
Yeah, full faith. Same. Matt Reeves on it. It was never gonna fail. And so far, we've been proven right. 1 down, 7 more to go. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. We try to bring you guys videos at least once a week, sometimes more. So please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this. And if you like this video, please make sure to let us know by hitting that thumbs up button on there, because again, it really does help us out. We appreciate you guys watching The Penguin episode 1. We'll be back with you guys weekly to cover this. So stay tuned. But for now, this has been The Big Screen Show, and we'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.